Hello crafty friend, it's Justine. I hope you're doing well. Today I am going to be building a scene with some stamps. Now you can see at the bottom I already have kind of my garden going on, and just being kind of transparent, I probably should have done this after I have done my sky, but I was just kind of testing out these stamps and it turned out really well, and I thought, I'm just going to use this for my card. So the stamps that I used on this bottom piece were from Bibi's new collection, the Hummingbird collection that just came out here in April, and you can see it has all these little garden pieces on the bottom, and these are layering stamps. So I went ahead with different Distress Oxide colors and made my little garden here. I'll grab those names of those oxide pads just in case you're curious or want to recreate the card. Okay, so for the pink I don't have very many colors. I have picked raspberry for the pink, and then the yellow was mustard seed. By the way, the yellow and the pink, these two Distress Oxides, the mustard seed and picked raspberry, make a really pretty sunset. So if you're interested, check out the video that I have made with the Hummingbird card front, and that should be on my channel by the time this one comes out, and you can see that. Anyway, the blue flowers here, I used the Salty Ocean, which is I'm going to make the background with. And then I have this kind of like teal color, which is the peacock feathers. And then the grass was this cracked pistachio. I just love the names of ink pads, don't you? And then this one was the shaded lilac, was the purple. And I think that's it. So kind of kept it simple for my little garden, but I think that it is so pretty, and I might just have to add a butterfly on. We'll see. I don't know, because I'm going to end up putting the big hummingbird, this one, on the card. So I kind of want the big hummingbird to be kind of the star of the show, but we'll see. But this stamp set's kind of neat because you can make little hummingbirds and you can color those up, watercolor them, whatever your heart desires, and have kind of like a cute little garden scene. So there's that. And then I'm also using the sentiment Happy Birthday Beautiful You, which I stamped with that cracked raspberry Distress Oxide as well, and that is from Bibi's stamp collection as well. That is this one from her Hummingbirds, and I really like this stamp set. I love some of the sentiments, especially like the do great things or do small things with great love, and the prayer kind of things. I think that those would be nice for inside of sympathy cards. And then some of these short ones I think are the perfect size for some cards. So I do like this one. Okay. Now I am going to make my background. So I'm going to use Salty Ocean. And I just have some of this is the paper I kind of have been grabbing recently for ink blending. Let's go ahead and start making my background. Now I'm going to I have just generic blending brushes. I do have some other blending brushes. I'll just show you what I do have. Kind of an odd, random little collection that I have going on here. So I have these ones, and I think these were from Amazon or something. They're pretty generic, no name brand. They have colored plastic. The brush is fine. It works just fine. It blends nicely. I do have a few of these that are the Spellbinders brushes. I think they are pretty comparable to these. The only thing is the Spellbinders ones are completely white. I don't really see too much of a difference. Maybe the plastic might be a little stronger in the Spellbinders one, but I'd say that they're pretty similar. I do have this one from Simon Says Stamp, which is just like kind of massive. If you can see the difference between the brush size here, I just think that this one's maybe just a little big for my liking. I got this one in a card kit, so yeah, I haven't used it too much because it's kind of large, but maybe if someone needs that for a project, they could use it. And then I do have, the kind of traditional, if you will, blending blending tools, but you know, I only have 2 of these wooden things, so I am ending up having to take these off every time, and I really just didn't want to spend a whole bunch of money buying a ton of these, so I kind of haven't really invested too much of my money into those at all. So I just kind of prefer these ones because they're color coordinated with my inks, and they seem to blend nicely, which is really the point of a blending brush. Oh, and also I have no idea where this is from. It could be from Lawn Fawn, it could be from My Favorite Things. I just don't know, and I don't see any little letters or anything on it that would help, or a SKU number or anything that would help let me know, but I used to buy a ton of stuff from Lawn Fawn, so maybe it's from there. We'll just kind of guess. I don't know. Anyway, I am going to just lightly make my background on here. I don't want it to be too blue because I don't want it to interfere with my flowers. So I have not tried this out with having stamps already on here, so this could be a total flop. So I'm not even sure how this is going to go. But are you along with me? I hope so. I'm not alone in this crazy craft experiment, if you will. And then I'm just going to turn it, and maybe I'll set it a little. I don't think this card needed an inked background just because the Hummingbird is really, really big and it fills a lot of the card, but I think that it's kind of just the finishing touch, and all of a sudden I'm kind of recently back into ink blending and making kind of some fun backgrounds just kind of because of the Hummingbirds. They've kind of inspired me recently, so here I am, and I am really liking the results, so I am excited to see how this turns out. So far, so good. Okay, I'm getting closer to the flowers. I think if I stop there, that would be too harsh of a line. So this last one, I'm just going to kind of go in. I'm not going to get even any more ink on my brush and just kind of fade it out, hopefully. Now I inked the background, or I inked up these flowers probably a week ago, and kind of I am going to get ink, I guess, but I have allowed the other stamped parts time to dry, so they are not going to blend with this blue, I don't think. Just kind of barely making something happen here. Kind of the illusion of a little flowery meadow. Don't be wiggling on me now. Now on the bottom, I'm just going to give it one last little hint of blue, and to hold it, I'm going to use this little scrap here because I don't want my fingerprints to affect any of the oxide. So that's just kind of what I like to do. Blend out these clouds a little bit. You know, I might grab some of that green and just put a little bit of the green on the bottom, the cracked pistachio on the bottom, just so it blends the grass a little bit, because typically, well, I guess depending on the angle that you're looking at the Hummingbird from, you're not going to see a horizon of clouds. I have like blue on there because I was blending. I really probably just need to wash these. I haven't washed them before, so I don't really know what that all entails, but probably just some soap and water. Okay, well, I think I am pretty satisfied with the way that this turned out, so I am going to put it on my card base now. can get kind of a better picture of what it looks like without the crazy background of my ink blending sheet. I like the way that looks. Very springy. And that's kind of what all of these hummingbirds have really kind of inspired me to be even more excited about spring than I was before, because they're so springy and colorful. And you know, I did plan to use this teal on the background to have that be kind of my border, but it looks like I forgot to cut down my white paper just a little, so I am going to cut that down before we keep going. All right, I did cut that down to size just so it's just a little bit of a border on there. So I'm just going to use some double-sided adhesive and put it on to my card back, my card front. Now for kind of the belle of the ball, the hummingbird. And like I said, the hummingbird is pretty big, so it's going to cover a lot of this, but that's okay because the background is kind of the supporting role for the hummingbird. And that's why I think this stamp set goes really well with the hummingbird, because it just kind of makes the scene, you know? So let's make the hummingbird. I have made the hummingbird before. I think I've said hummingbird like way too many times now, but I've made this large hummingbird a couple times now on my channel, and I've kind of decided that I am going to do the flower part first and then the belly, because that tended to work a little bit better. Now for the belly of the hummingbird, again, I'm using liquid glue to put everything together. I prefer Barely Art liquid glue. It's just what I like and can make work for my area. And that's because a couple other glue companies do not sell in the winter to my location because it's stupid cold. Now I really should have put these flowers a little bit closer to where that belly was going to be, just because other glue companies don't sell to my area during the winter, and I tried it once and I did love it. Now these flowers really should have been a little closer to the belly, but we're going to cover that up with a gem, and I would prefer them to be kind of like tucked in here, and I don't know what I was thinking by putting them too high, but we're just going to go along with it. Like Bob Ross says, a happy accident, because now we get to use a gem. All right, there's the rest of the belly, just putting it on like that. And now for the head. So on the die itself, the hummingbird die, it is etched where everything goes. So I'm just going to follow that line with the beak first and just kind of lay everything out. And that way nothing will be in the wrong spot. I hope your spring is going very well. Now it's almost May when this video is going to be posted, and that means for me kindergarten is almost over for the year, the school year anyway. It means my lovely sister-in-law's wedding is coming up, which is so exciting. And I guess what else? New kits next month, and new Spellbinders kits, and I think you're gonna really like them. I can't say like what they are or the designs or anything like that, but I know that they're gonna be popular because they're really neat, as usual. Just letting you know, I don't get paid to say that, just FYI. I am an affiliate, so if people use my links, I do get a very small commission off of that, but I'm not like making big bucks off of those clicks, so just being transparent, I guess. There's the eyeball, and all of a sudden the hummingbird is just kind of coming to life here. The kindergarten teacher in me wants to put a googly eye on the hummingbird, but I shall resist, because this is definitely more of an elegant card than a child craft. But I love a googly eye. Just saying. Okay, Now for putting on my hummingbird, I'm going to just make sure that everything is in the right place, because this hummingbird does fit nicely on a 5x7 card. And this is actually called the Hummingbird Card Creator. So there's a method where you can use that die, this hummingbird die, to make the card itself and have the hummingbird open up as the card. So I'm sure there's going to be a few people online showing you how to do that, but basically if you saw my circle seahorse card that I posted, let's see, I don't know where my calendar is, but I'm pretty sure that that will be posted on my channel before this one, and that you should follow the same method of just folding your paper and then die cutting, and then that makes the hummingbird become the card, similar to the circle becoming the card. Now I did show my mom that circle card, and she was like, well, what do you do for an envelope? Well, that's a very good question. And I'm sure other people have that same question, but you kind of have a couple options. First, you could just put it in a square envelope and have it kind of fit in there, or you can have it be in, you can also just hand deliver it to someone. It doesn't always need an envelope, so just kind of depends on the situation. Now for the placement of my sentiment, I kind of was thinking about two different spots. Actually, three different spots. I was wondering if I should put it here or near the tail. No, I don't like that. Or here. I don't want to put it here, which is where my brain wants me to put it, because I'm going to cover up those flowers. So I think I'm going to put it, I really don't know. I think I'm just going to skip the sentiment on this one, and I will use this sentiment on another card because I am kind of thrifty like that. So I will use it on something else, but I really don't want to cover up any of my pretty stamps or any of my hummingbird. So that's the plan here. Luckily, I have my release tape still available for my foam, because that is really cute, but I think by itself it kind of pops a little better, especially because I'm going to add some bling. Okay, well, moving on. Okay, now I'm going to kind of have the flowers come to life with some bling, the stamped flowers anyway, because I kind of want those to be a little bit of the popping out from the background and not have these flowers just take all of the look, and have these ones also be special. So I'm going to use these crystals that I have from Spellbinders and just stick them in the center. I am almost out of this color of gems, and I definitely need to pick some up. I know I keep saying that, but I keep forgetting, and I gotta do it tonight because there's a sale going on, and it's kind of nice to get things on sale, you know? Alrighty, do I want any more gems? Yes, I need some kind of gem to go here. So I probably will have to scatter some of these, just so it's not like, oh, oops, I made a mistake, I put a gem there. You know, if you know, you know. So let's put some other ones kind of here. Just really bling them up. I think this hummingbird is I think this hummingbird is one of those dies that just kind of does the work for you. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces, and look how big it is for 7 large pieces. That makes a hummingbird super quickly. I think that it's a really nice die, and I think that it was kind of smart to make this one so big for a project, for projects like this. It really just kind of packs the punch, if you will. Okay, now again, Winka Stella. I feel like lately all of my videos end with gems and Stella, which is kind of like dessert, you know? You have a nice dinner and then you just want a little dessert. this is the dessert. If I was thinking ahead, I would have done this before I put all my die cuts on so I could get some nice feather lines going here, but such is life. I'm also going to add Stella to the top part of the head, just because, why not, you know? And then one last thing to help my hummingbird kind of come to life, I'm going to add a white gel pen, if this one still has ink in it. Let's see. And add it to the eye. Oh, good, it does. This is just a standard Jelly Roll pen, nothing crazy. White Jelly Roll, this is the 05. Just put a little bit there, and all of a sudden it looks like his eye is just alive. That is amazing. Anyway, I haven't put this card on a card base yet because I haven't taken time to cut a card base, but all it needs is a card base and it will be complete. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I'd love to know what you think about this one. So let me know in the comments your thoughts. Come on back on May 1st to my channel so you can see the new club releases for Spellbinders. They're going to be great, so you wait. Anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you get to craft soon. Bye!